Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you from the Fortress of Solitude here on Old Norcross. This is Pastor James coming to you today with this week's midweek check-in. Uh, First things first, we want to be sure to keep the folks in Florida and the surrounding areas in southern Georgia in our prayers. Hurricane Milton is quite a storm and is heading right for Tampa and will cross directly over right now through Orlando and out into the Atlantic Ocean. So we just want to keep all those folks down there in our prayers. All the you know, a lot of them have probably been busy with the cleanup from Helene, and now here we go again. So the first responders, the utilities workers, um, all the volunteers from the Red Cross and otherwise, just let's keep these folks in our prayers. It's been a rough few weeks, and continuing to remember those who are still cleaning up and uh, putting one foot in front of the other uh, and moving forward from Helene. And so, again, I want to keep those folks in our prayers. As we begin this midweek check in, I want to let you know that I did have a chance to visit with Sandra and Harlan today. Uh, their grandchildren from Tennessee were there with them. Harlan was alert, and as I stated in an email, he was a bit agitated, but Sandra was there with him, and just want to keep them in our prayers as they transition, scheduled for today, to Me Son uh, Health Services, which is over on Johnson Road, just off of 29, where the Ingalls used to be, where the meeting of Charles and Beatrice Whitehead uh, allegedly took place. But right there behind where that Ingalls used to be there, 29 and Johnson Road. So he's going to be moved into hospice care there, scheduled for today. So just continue to keep that dear family in your prayers, remembering also the family of Sam Salmon. They were so touched by um, the love and care and just the thank you so much to everyone. First of all, to Carol Garrison for organizing the meal and to all the hands that were at work. Had a lot of food left over. Uh, but thank you, New Hope, for being there for this family and in their time of need. We love Sam and we love Mary. And so we love them too. All right. So coming up this week, tomorrow, Wednesday, we have our morning Bible study where we are going through Romans, and we are to chapter 10 now. As I always say, even if you haven't been for the first few weeks of this study, come on out and jump in with us and join there at Romans 10. We meet at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow night, we'll have our brown bag dinner and fellowship time at 5:15. And we're starting a new Bible study, which is actually going to get started here before we take our Christmas and New Year's break, and we'll continue into, Lord willing, 2025. We're going to be looking at the Gospel of John, and uh, I'm going to be using a life change curriculum. It's just a study book for me, but to help us to look at the Gospel of John. But it's done by the Navigators, and it's done really really well. And I think this will be a nice study. I haven't done a lot of work in the Gospel of John, but I spend most of my time in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. But looking forward to diving into this study on Wednesday nights. It is available both in person here at the church and on Zoom. And we've we had a couple of misses last week on the recording side, but hopefully we're getting those worked out, and we'll get these lessons recorded, and they'll be available to stream following the live sessions. That happens 6 o'clock tomorrow night, and then of course our chancel choir will rehearse at 7:10 on tomorrow night in the choir room. All right. Thursday morning, our Thursday morning theology group will continue its journey through Live No Lies by John Mark Comer. That'll be at 11 a.m. This Saturday, all the women of the church are invited to come at 9 o'clock. Small fellowship hall for the Disciples Women's Gathering. I'm looking forward to a great time of fellowship and praying together and just grateful for our women's ministries here at the church, and hope you'll come and be a part of that this Saturday at 9 a.m. Then this coming Sunday uh, we have our 9 a.m. morning prayer, 9:45 Sunday school, 11 a.m. worship service, and then for all of our board members, we do have our final board meeting for 2024 at 2 p.m. This coming Sunday, the 13th. So be sure that's on your calendar if it isn't already, and we look forward to spending that time together uh, as we uh, as we vote on a few things to pass on to the congregation for our annual congregational meeting, which is scheduled for November 17th this year, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. And so we're looking forward to getting together as a board and discussing these things to pass along and um, get ready for a great new year, 2025. Wow, it's almost here. So one other thing I wanted to tell everybody is that we do have our Advent devotionals for this year. They're based on reflections by Henry Nouwen, but each day has a small quote from Henry Nouwen, and then another writer comments on that. We've had these in the past, and they will be available probably about mid November as we prepare for the Christian New Year, which starts on Sunday, December 1st. First Sunday of Advent, and so there'll be a lot more to say about that in the weeks to come. Moving backwards, we want to remind everybody about our Trunk or Treat event on Wednesday, October 30th from 6 to 7:30. Want to thank the Waldrops and whoever they will have on their crew. We'll be providing hot dogs for our folks to come, and we need trunks. I think we have two or three right now. But just go ahead and please let Carol Hansen know if you're going to be able to supply a trunk. And last but not least, just if you would, please say a prayer for our board chair as in just under an hour, we'll be heading over to to what I call the Big Blue Building on the corner of Lawrenceville, Swanee, and Old Norcross. And I'm sure many of you have been in that building for a number of things. She'll be going for her procedure on her right eye this week. And just keep Carol in your prayers. And we are a grateful and blessed church that she's here. And I am grateful to count her as a dear friend. And I know some of you do as well. So, all of that to say, thank you so much for being the praying church that you are. I pray that we will continue to be a community of grace and compassion and mercy, just as our Savior Jesus is, and that we will be a faithful kingdom outpost here in this community. Uh, and the last thing I'll share with you is I'd heard that Duluth was getting a Raising Cane's, but I wasn't sure exactly where it was going to go. Um, I was driving down Pleasant Hill Road today to go to the hospital in Duluth and looked to my right, just in front of where the Red Lobster is on the left, and over on the right, I saw a big red sign that said Raising Cane's. And so while Carol and I celebrate, uh, uh, enjoy the fact that our Raising Cane's in Snellville opened today, we are going to have one not very far away from New Hope. So that excites me. And as you can see, it doesn't take much. God bless you all. Have a great, great week.